Hey yo, Mark here for Mark's Max Muscle, and today we're going to be discussing this guy, Franco Columbu. Born in 1941, standing 5'5", weighing 185 pounds, he was a professional bodybuilder. Franco is probably my second favorite bodybuilder. Although I don't really rank my bodybuilders in a list from best to worst. But for many years, Franco was my favorite bodybuilder. But then the more I watched and learned, how could I not choose Robbie Robinson as my all-time favorite? But having said that, there is a huge list of bodybuilders that I would consider one of my favorites. So, at one glance at Franco's physique, and one word comes to mind: strength. From head to toe, he was packed with power. Franco, pound for pound, was deadly strong. At a mere 185 pounds, he still managed to outlift every single bodybuilder back in his salad days. Other than his bodybuilding career, Franco has a resume a mile long. He was a competitive strongman and a weightlifter. He even competed in the inaugural World's Strongest Man competition. He was an amateur boxing champion, been in countless movies. He was a doctor, an author. He even trained Sly Stallone to get ripped for his role as Rambo. But this channel is devoted to bodybuilding. So on with Franco's bodybuilding career. In 1966, he placed 4th at Mr. Europe. In 1968, he won the most muscular title at the NABBA Mr. Universe. In 1969, he would win the shortman class at the NABBA Mr. Universe. In 1970, would give Franco a win, this time at the Mr. Europe competition, winning his weight class and going on to win the overall. 1970 was a big year for Franco. That year, he also took home the IFBB Mr. Universe title. 1971, he would repeat, winning the same title, but this time was disqualified. Interestingly enough, he was disqualified for selling bodybuilding booklets. In 1971, would bring another disqualification, this time at Franco's Mr. Olympia debut. He was disqualified for competing in a rival organization. 1972 would see Franco place 5th. Disappointing, as this would be second to last. This would be at the 1972 Olympia. At the 1973 Olympia, Franco was in great shape. Dialed in, this time climbed to 2nd place, ahead of Serge Nubret. Now, placing ahead of Serge Nubret was no easy task. At the 1974 Olympia, this would bring a second weight class, and under and over 200 pounds. At the end of the night, the 2 winners of each weight class would be matched together to see an overall winner. This year, Franco won his weight class, but lost the overall to Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. In 1975, Franco would repeat. This time, winning his weight class and losing again to Arnold in the finals. With Arnold announcing his retirement in 1975, this left the 1976 Mr. Olympia competition open for the taking. This would be only the 2nd Mr. Olympia competition with no champion going in. Here are 5 of the competitors for the under 200 pound class: Boyer Coe, Ed Corney, Bill Grant. Actually, Bill Grant looking quite superior. I'm quite surprised, actually. And there's Frank Zane looking as good as always. And there's Franco at the end. Now, in my eyes, and bodybuilding is very subjective, so it's my eyes. So in my eyes, he's in another class. He's actually showing Frank Zane what is up in the ab department, which is very rare, considering Zane is known for his conditioning and his abs. This year, Franco took the under 200 pound championship once again. But this time, he would not be denied, as he would go on and win the overall, this time placing ahead of Ken Waller. Franco became the first man ever to win both classes of the Olympia. He was Mr. Olympia for the first time in his life. Winning the top prize in his chosen sport, Franco decided to retire from competitive bodybuilding. That is, until 1981, when he would come into retirement and enter and win the Mr. Olympia competition. This would be one of the most controversial Mr. Olympia wins ever. Franco had visible gyno on stage. His legs were rather smooth in comparison to other competitors. Either way, Franco took home his first Sandow Trophy, as the IFBB only started to hand out the Sandow Trophy in 1977. This, of course, would be Franco's second Mr. Olympia title. Many considered Tom Platz to be the uncrowned winner of this contest. Chris Dickerson, of course, placing second. Franco would then retire from competitive bodybuilding for good, etching a mark in the sport like no one else. Franco is known, of course, for many other things. He has one of the best backs in bodybuilding history. Look how low the lats go. That is a very rare trait, and a desirable one at that. In my eyes, one of his biggest feats is being the first man to win the short and tall, or not tall, but the short plus going on and beating the tall man in the overall for the Olympia title. This is an unbelievable feat. He is a two-time Mr. Olympia champion. He is the Sardinian strongman. He is Franco Columbu. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. That's it for now. This is Mark for Mark's Max Muscle.